Hello folks, how you doing? And welcome to my channel. So today we're going to be looking at May's energy reading for May. God, I can't even get my words out. Is it Mercury retrograde? And nobody's told me. I actually wonder if it's part of this whole thing where time is going so quickly at the minute that we can't keep up. And literally, when I do this type of stuff, the tarot scopes or the May reads or the April reads, June reads, whatever, I have to really think about it. I have to really think about the month that we're in because time is kind of going interlinear and it's all over the place. Anyway, so welcome to May 2025. I've got a little list here of things I want to talk about because I've already been tuning into the energies for May. Okay, so there's a lot of things online in relation to who is the Antichrist? Who is he? Do we know him? Is he famous? Is he well known? And I think we've all been a little bit mystified by the whole Antichrist energy. And this came up in a reading I was doing on our other channel, CTGT Tarot, where I was talking about a well-known person, and I've not actually brought my mic over. See what I mean? How rude am I? Um, I was talking about a well-known person, um, and it came up that obviously many people thought that he was the Antichrist. And I said, he's not the Antichrist. It's just that he's not into religion like his ancestors, etc. Um, and then after the video had finished, I was thinking about the whole Antichrist thing and who is the Antichrist. And what I was shown was that it's not a specific person, it's an energy. It's like the Christed consciousness energy, yeah? Where many people felt that Jesus Christ was going to come back, okay? He may do one day. I don't think it's going to be now, though. Um, but what has come back is the Christ conscious energy. But like when he was alive, you've also got the Antichrist energy, yeah? And each person in any one moment holds both. So this is what I was shown. It's like light and dark. Each one of us holds light and dark. Each one of us holds divine feminine, divine masculine, yeah? And when we start to look for the specific Antichrist person, there are many fingers pointing back to ourselves because it's not a person, it's a frequency, and everyone holds it, and anyone can tap into it at any time. The Antichrist energy as well. I actually kind of wish they wouldn't call it Antichrist or Christ consciousness, to be quite honest. I actually wish they'd have named it love consciousness and anti-love because I think the whole Christ thing brings in the religious aspect when it's not to do with religion, it's to do with a frequency of energy, both light and dark. So rather than focusing on trying to work out who it is, it's about healing those elements within us. So what would Antichrist be? What would Antichrist energy be? It would be hatred. And this can get a little bit triggering because sometimes we do hate someone. Sometimes somebody has done something horrific to us and we can go into hatred. We can go into anger. We can go into all of it, vengeance and all of it. Well, let's change it from Antichrist because that has been weaponized into anti-love or anti-light. Something's happened and we've gone into the rage zone. Or it can also be somebody that purposely goes out to cause pain and harm. It's not an accident. They've not got into an argument with someone and they've said something off the cuff. And it's like, shit, why did I say that? They've actually gone in to cause pain and harm. Yeah. Or they've gone in to do something to the collective, or they've gone in to do something to the world or to a specific country. So in that moment, they are tapping into anti-love energy. Okay. But alchemize that, they plummet you into the anti-love energy. And anyone that's been on their healing journey a while will say that one of the main things that actually woke them up to the healing journey and their self-empowerment journey and their ascension journey was a critical event, a wounding event, a traumatic event, or an event that had been rumbling for some time and then suddenly blew up. Yeah. So when this information came in, I was like, this is actually a game changer because way too many people, including myself, have tried to figure out who this Antichrist is. And one of the things that Spirit showed me this morning was that many people are using the whole Antichrist label to go, right, they're the Antichrist. That's done. I don't have to look at that. Whether it's a famous person or a person in their life, they're the Antichrist. That's it now. Get out of free jail card, whatever it is. Get out of jail free, that saying they have. I don't have to do any work now. I can just bob on and move on. But actually, we need to step out of that energy. Okay? Part of this work, and this work will be alongside the ascension, we'll be doing it without even realize we're doing it. That's the thing with all of this. We're doing much of this without realizing we're doing it. Part of this work is helping us to balance the energy centers of the body, the different aspects of us. Yeah. So that's why I say about Antichrist, because it's been so weaponized and it's got a lot of horrific connotations to it. Let's change it to anti-love or anti, or you know what I mean? Anti-love, anti-love. We call it anti in the UK, and I know Americans call it anti. It's the same thing. Um, and love consciousness. Because again, I don't even know why the spiritual community even brought in Christ consciousness, because a lot of people have triggers around, the word Christ because of religion. Love consciousness, 5D and plus love consciousness. So let's pull some cards on it. And I think this is going to be a theme that starts heating up in May because there's a reason why it's coming through for May's work. The world is getting louder. The world is getting noisier. The world is purging its toxins. So it's going to be quite easy to go, gotcha. I know who you are. You are the Antichrist when really they're not. So the Antichrist, yeah. Nine of Wands defense. And Hierophant. Hierophant. Yeah. Let's keep pulling. Three of Pentacles working together in community. I'm also feeling, and maybe the starting of this work is going to be in May, that we're going to be pushed more and more to drop the separation energy, even to our detractors and haters and naysayers and all of that. But this work that's coming in is going to require a lot of guts. It's going to require a lot of shadow work and all of that kind of stuff. Where we flip the word haters into our teachers. And that's how we get success. Four of Pentacles is holding on to something, holding on energy, holding on to the fear. And anti-love energy is holding on to fear, holding on to the past, holding on to painful stories. I'm also being shown as I'm talking about it that it's actually becoming a form of self-harm. We think of self-harm as in doing things physically, but there's also energetic things that you can do to that we can all do, me included, that we're doing to ourselves that are causing us more harm than good. We're holding on to it. We're refusing point blank to let go of it, even whilst doing the work to release it. Even while saying, I've let it go, I've let it go, I've let it go. What I'm hearing is the day that you say, I've let that shit go, the day that you don't say, I've let that shit go, the day that you wake up, oh God, I haven't spoken about that for a week, or I haven't actually told anybody I've let it go, it's actually the time when you've genuinely let it go. Also, as well, to stop looking for this Antichrist. One more card from the tarot deck. Death and rebirth. Shedding old skins. Receiving the Three of Wands. Receiving something better. Judgment, the cleansing. Again, judgment. The whole judgment thing has been weaponized, Judgment Day. But we are in Judgment Day right now. I know it's, Judgment Month, Judgment. No, it's not a day, it's going up, but we're at Judgment Day. Everything we've done, we've said is coming up, which is why there's this really exhaustive feeling going around, which is why there's a bit of a split personality energy going on at the minute, which is why it's exhausted even thinking of going onto something like X or the news or even social media, or even so in some cases it could even be exhausting going onto a group chat. Let's pull a card from the Magdalene Oracle in relation to Antichrist consciousness. Antichrist consciousness. Queen of the Sun, nothing is lost that cannot be found. Queen of the Sun, nothing is lost that cannot be found. Magdalene meditating, retreat at the bottom. Nothing is lost that can't be found. This tells me, change the words a little bit. We're good at doing that. Let's do it for something good now. This tells me that no matter how bad you perceive yourself to be, no matter how bad or evil or demonic you perceive somebody else to be, they can change and you can change. Wow. And when you go into that energy and totally 100% believe it in your heart, it changes. It alchemizes it. At this break, should we have some water? It changes it. Let's pull a card from the other deck. Make sure it's upright. Clarity. I am a visionary. So, visionary. I am a visionary. Goddess Aphrodite at the bottom. Blossom. I bloom with love. Boom. We worked full circle. I bloom with love. So the message is stop looking for the Antichrist. Stop obsessing over the Antichrist. Understand that it is an energy that can work through us at any point. And again, we mustn't weaponize that because certain people have started weaponizing it when you get triggered. You're triggered. You're triggered. I can see you're triggered. I can just see what's going to happen with this if it gets into the wrong hands. Oh, I can see you stepping into your Antichrist energy. No, because we are all of it. We are all of it. And at any one time, we can tap into it. What we're now learning to do is to balance it. Yeah? It's learn to balance it. Okay. So the second list I've got is we need to stop blaming the ancestors. So these could be ancient ancestors in your bloodline that you've never even heard of, or that you maybe have meditated with, or whatever. It could also be grandparents, great grandparents, parents also that have passed. So having those moments of rage where you rage against the ancestors. Oh, I'm going live at the minute. If you're wondering why I keep looking over here, let's just blow some hand cream up. So I'm not got it all over me. So those moments where you're raging at the ancestors of why didn't you deal with this for us? Why didn't you nip this in the bud years ago? Why didn't you teach your sons how to deal with women better? Why didn't you speak to daughters? And why didn't you do this? Why did you let this run out of control? We've got to stop doing that because it's not helpful. A download came in and we've got this morning and it was stop doing it. We've got as a collective, we've got to quit the bullshit with the ancestors now because it's almost like the ancestors are getting to a point where they're sick to the back teeth of it. It's like, let us go, stop blaming us for everything. Because if we don't stop it now, us, we, as in the present, then the next generation will do the same to us. So it's having to take that big, deep breath, dig deep, and to stop blaming the ancestors. Even if, say, you've got stuff that your own dad did, or your mum did, or your gran did, or grandpa, or whatever, and you know about it and it's toxic, you've got to let that go now because it's becoming a poison. It is, there's a lot online, isn't there? It stops with me. And even the people that are posting that stuff, even by posting that stuff, it's kind of not stopping with us. We've all done it. So stopping blaming the ancestors. May is going to give us an opportunity to stop blaming the ancestors. Yeah. And to actually come into our own accountability, to come into our own self-empowerment rather than blaming it all on them. And the next message I'm getting is it's almost like that in itself has run its course. We can't have that as our get out of jail free card. Do you know what I mean? I'm like this because my dad was like it. I drink like this because my mum used to drink like it. I act like this because my uncle did this to me. I like, oh, it's a family trait. We're all the same. At what point are we going to say, okay, yes, there's a family trait where we all have been the same, but I'm going to change it, or I'm going to heal it, or I'm going to balance it, or I'm going to, like we're doing with the Christ consciousness and the Antichrist consciousness, I'm going to learn to balance it. I'm going to learn why we've got to that point and heal it for myself going forward to the next generation. Otherwise, what will happen is we will become like them. In 10, 15, 20, 2,500 years' time, there'll be somebody stood in a different spot in the planet or in the same spot we are stood now, and they will be raging at you. And, therefore, there is no peace then. There is no peace. Somebody put on the Diana video that I did, the Diana channeling, and this has happened before. Um, I thought when people died that they rested in peace. No, no. Some do. And the opportunity is there to rest in peace. But if your shit ain't sorted, you can really struggle. You can really struggle. Um, this thing of I'll be at peace when I die. Wouldn't, sit down with someone that's left an environment or left a family in turmoil and ask them that question and see what they say. So rather than waiting until we're dead to find peace, why are we not trying to find peace now? Surely that's the much more beneficial thing. So, card in relation to blaming the ancestors. If spirit hasn't learned to channel its anger, it can be rageful. Where do you think poltergeists and bad spirits come from and ghosts in homes and stuff? Um, or even like residual energy, like sometimes you walk into an old house, an old castle, and you'll hear crying. And it'll be like, if you think of the bricks in a house, a light tape, showing age here. Do you know the old tape things we used to have in the 80s and the 90s and before that? The tape things used to put them into a machine, yeah, and record stuff. Well, if you think of the brick is like that, so the bricks of your house hold memories and they can replay them. So sometimes you'll walk into a room and it'll be actual ghostly activity you'll be seeing or feeling. And sometimes it's the bricks releasing something, you know, the house holds a memory. So blaming the ancestors, guidance for that. Three of Cups, which is we are all one. Page of Pentacles at the bottom. Page of Pentacles, which is something's, a new start. Oh, look at him. Oh, I've got an idea here. I'm going to do something different. And have you seen the thing online that's at the minute with energy? I've not got the time to do it here where you build up, you start small and you build up and eventually you can get a ball of energy and you can feel it now tingling. Well, that's our energy field. That's the energy that we're producing. How am I going to use my energy? Am I going to use my energy to cause chaos? Am I going to use my energy to cause further pain? Am I going to use my energy to to become more of a victim, or am I going to use it to transmute it? How do you transmute it, Claire? You change. You change. Quit holding anger towards them. Quit holding anger towards the people that have hurt you. Really sit with this work, journal with it, go to a healer. And if you need outside assistance or a therapist, because it's damaging. Three of Swords. It's hurting us as well as them. I'm also feeling as well when we go into actually rather than rage of why did you do this, whatever they've done, when we actually go into love consciousness, they're more willing to come. It's safer for them to come forward. Often people say, how can I bring in my mum's spirit or my granny's spirit? Truthfully, if a spirit is light, it will not come into your environment if it's dense and heavy. So if it's cluttered with furniture, if it's cluttered with stuff, if it's not clean, if it's not saged regular, the dark, heavy energies will come in, but the light will. The light will not come in. Okay. So it's about cleaning that, cleaning your space. So when you're raging, you think about it. If you're walking in the street and somebody is raging, you are not gonna go to them. Are you gonna look after your safety? So if your spirit are looking at you when you're raging, you can hurt them. You just because they're spirit, don't think that people can't hurt you. So they're not going to come in. So if you want guidance from the ancestors, it's about going into love, not raging at them. And that's how you plant seeds and break the curses and go forward. Or we stay here, which is Five of Pentacles, which is where you actually can't even see your self-worth. You can't see the lessons. You've lost yourself. You've lost yourself in that pain. You're holding on to something and you're holding on tight. Yes, have your defenses, but don't be fully behind here. Do you know what I mean? Say this is a row of wands, which it is. Step out. You've got your wand. You can defend yourself if you need to, but don't close yourself off. There's also many people closing themselves off from family lines. Um, and it's doing this to them. It's leaving them in despair. Five of Cups. And again, it's self-work that's needed. The Two of Cups here. Three of Cups is, where is it? The Three of Cups here is that card here. So it's the party, the connection that's collapsed. And what is needed now is internal work needed. Because the truth is, everyone we come into contact is reflecting something back to us, either a trait that we've got, or something that we've had that we need to heal, or something that we need to learn, a feeling, an experience that we need to grow from. And it's really easy to just slam out and go into this energy or go into despair. But it takes a lot to go, my God, there's something here I need to learn. It could be also as well that you've had the past life where you've been the abusive parent or the abusive grandparent. I tell you, another thing we find at the minute as well is a lot of people coming in for the ancestral healing have been the ancient ancestors that caused shit years ago. And they kind of know they have. And they know that what the chaos in the family that they're dealing with, they've got some responsibility from Viking times. Or there was some ancient druid that cursed the family. That's another thing that comes in. Back in the day, when they still do it now, but back in the day, they used to curse family lines. I shit you not. And what happens is you have to then come back into that family line that you've cursed to experience what you've done. Or if you've cursed somebody in a past life, you get a future incarnation where you've to come in and be with that person. You've created that chaos. It's very, very messy. It's possibly something we can discuss in a deeper video, but it does happen. So what else is May going to bring to the table? May 2025. How long have we been chatting for? What else is May 2025 going to bring to the table? May 2025. Song of Songs, express your love. So expressing your love. Express your love. and truth is revealed, revelation. So, truths, your own personal truths, family truths, collective truths as well, global truths. So, there's going to be more truths coming up. And what I'm feeling with that is we process it in the way that resonates with us. Also, as well, what I'm feeling with the truths that are coming up, when you hear these truths, it's about not gloating at the truths that are coming up. And we've got to quit waiting for people's downfall as well. Sarah in the white spring, fill your sacred chalice. Okay, fill your sacred chalice. What, if you think of a chalice like a cup or a glass, what are we drinking, eating, absorbing energetically? She's in her pure white dress. So this is about purifying. And this is again, it's like, oh my God, does this work ever stop? Not really, no. But what I'm feeling is the more that you do it, the easier it gets. You're able to move through things a lot quicker. And if you're unsure of anything, it's so simple. Well, what would love do? There's a lot of things going on in the collective right now where, you can be unsure of it, unsure of what's happening, where you're being played. Um, and literally, don't try to figure it out. You've just got to go into the energy of what would love do in this moment. And that's it. That's it. What would love do? Love may just say, you know what, go sit down with a cuppa. Love may say, switch your telly off, step back from it. Love may say, go have a good cry. Love may say, pick your craft project up. Love may say, take your dog for a walk. Love may say, it doesn't affect you. It's not your circus. And we've got to be more discerning of what we're what is what can I do to what can I what can I do, in this situation? Actually nothing. What can I do about a war in a different part of the world? Nothing but go into love and to peace, and that's how we can go through it. So May is also the month before the solstice, and it's the halfway mark of, oh my God, the halfway mark of this month, not this month, see what I mean? The halfway mark of the year. Halfway through May, watch what happens. You know, this thing with my channel and dates. I don't know what date, but there's a reason why I said halfway through the month. Halfway through May, something happens. We're halfway through the year, so it's about looking at the first 6 months of the year and trying not to go into it's been a total shit show. It hasn't. It's been revelationary, and getting ourselves ready for the solstice energies. So the solstice energies are building up for the 20th, 21st of June, whether you're in the summer or the winter solstice. So it's gearing up for that. It's getting ourselves ready for that. And stuff will be coming up in our lives that needs to be processed in time for the solstice. Um, I'm being shown the news, and then even like mainstream news is going to become more circus-like. It's going to get worse and worse and worse. Um, it's an energy that's the news energy is just not receiving the upgrades anymore. It's just not. Um, that's interesting. Do you know back in the day, you'd kind of know what was going on in the world? Can you remember that? And it kind of resonated and it kind of felt real. Now, when you look at the news, it feels otherworldly. I know we're bombarded with a lot of it, but it feels otherworldly. That's because it actually is. The news is playing on an old frequency. It's like you tune your radio. You tune your radio when it's out of tune. So let it continue to be out of tune, which is why it feels so like what? Um, what else for May 2025? May 2025. Yeah, the old illusion card. The old illusion card. And the kickback. The kickback. Um, Defense. Boundaries in what you're gonna tolerate in our lives, the fickleness. There's a lot of growth energy going on at the minute. And when you're growing, people that are refusing to grow or stuck will come in and try to keep you back. They'll try to keep you fickle. They'll try to keep you out of balance. They'll want to actually put you out of balance so that they can say, see, I told you. So there's that energy in May. It's a very shallow energy, a very shallow. Look at that. Look at them. Look at them. There's this really fickle, shallow, doesn't go any deep, can't do deep conversation, very surface level, very played energy. But then there's this again, it's like what I said, isn't it? It's the Antichrist and the Christ consciousness. It's this light and dark. Or it's this, it's wholesomeness, it's fulfillment, it's happiness, it's vitality. You get to choose also as well having to water your garden. Many people, especially if you're doing the work, are exhausted right now because it's like this is just unrelenting. And what Spirit is saying is, you wouldn't just plant your garden. You say if you go and do a garden, you plant loads of shrubs and stuff and seeds. You've got to care for that garden for as long as you want to keep it. So for as long as you want a beautiful garden, you've got to do it's a daily job. I know because I live around a lot of people that retired and they're gardeners, and it's a daily job to keep a good garden. I mean, I'm not into a pristine garden, and my garden's more of a wild effect because my garden is for the nature. But if you want to keep it pristine, if you want to take it away from wildness and stuff like that, your life, your healing journey. You can't just go for one healing session and you're done. You can't just go through one shift and you're done. It's got to be diligent. It's got to be day by day by day, attending to your needs, attending to your spiritual needs, your mental needs, your physical needs, your emotional needs. Otherwise, we slip into this illusion, delusion, fickle denseness that doesn't serve anyone. Also, as well, stopping dumbing yourself down. Many people feel comfortable when you are dumbed down and when you dumb yourself down. So we're being asked to rise. We're really being asked to rise. And if that makes people triggered and uncomfortable, so be it. Because do you want to stay like this? No. Again, Eight of Pentacles, which is the card of work. But it's not the matrix, eat, sleep, rave, repeat work. It's doing your passion. It's showing up for yourself on a day-to-day basis. Even in a crisis point, showing yourself, not showing yourself, showing up for yourself, yeah? Don't show yourself up. Even in crisis point, yeah? Again, it's not about being perfect in every moment. If you get a crisis point, something kicks off, experience it. But then at some point, you've got to show up for yourself. Let's see what the next card is. And that's how you get victory. And victory doesn't have to be where you're perfect, little Miss Squeaky Clean or little Mr. Squeaky Clean. Perfection and success is about showing up. And each person's success is going to be different from another person's. So some person's success could be they suffer from extreme anxiety, but this particular day, they got out and they walked to the post box and they did it. And that is boom. Somebody's success is they went to court and faced the rapist. Boom. Somebody's success is they went into a cancer ward and got the all clear, or they went into a cancer ward and got told that it's terminal, but they faced it. Okay? So stop letting people tell you it's got to be perfection. It's got to be you facing it, warts and all. And that's how you rise up. Anyone can be successful wherever you are, whatever you're going through. A prisoner can be successful. Somebody in a wheelchair can be successful. Somebody from a different belief system can be successful. Somebody on the breadline can be successful. Boom. May's going to be a boom month. It's going to be boom. Celebration, coming together, community. King of Cups, gentleness, embracing gentleness. Healing the past, making peace with the past, dropping the labels of you're an act, they're an act, they were an act, they were a sociopath, they were a psychopath. Drop that shit. It's holding you back. It's causing you dis-ease and imbalance in the body. No matter how many healing sessions you'll go for, it just won't work. You're a sieve. The more that we go into labeling, the more that yes, but they were an arc, yes, but they were an arc, yes, but they were an arc. I swear to God, I could get the biggest, bestest shaman in the world, but you would be like a sieve. You'd hold it for a little bit maybe, and then poof, you'd lose it. We get the Four of Cups energy. We're like now, Spirit is saying, listen to us, listen to us, listen to us. Nope. This is really, really deep work, is this, transitional work. Boom. Ace of Swords, the truth. The Chariot going forward. I feel as if we can face this in May going on, that we can really pick up momentum with this, and we can step away from a lot of the denseness right now. But it's going to take time, patience, and the Magician. The Magician coming in. The Magician has all the tools in his hand on his table to alchemize something. Yeah, he has all the tools available, and he does it, and he can do it. He uses his energy in the right way. Yeah. He doesn't use it to hurt people. He doesn't use it to bring people down. He doesn't use it to blame and shame and name and destroy. He uses it to shine, to heal. The Hermit. Deep work, deep realization, inner work, really delving into the inner world. It's like on the devil, facing the devil, not trying to deny the devil's presence. I can't remember which video. I mean, I've done a lot of videos, but it came through in one of my videos where the devil, or the thing that we perceive as the devil, like the Christ consciousness, it's a consciousness, is actually one of the biggest teachers. Is the devil energy. He's one of the big master teachers. You can look at the devil as the fear, but you can also look at the devil as one of the master teachers. Queen of Pentacles, wisdom, stepping into your wisdom and your self-worth. Stepping out of the battles, because battle energy now, where people are taking each other down, is getting more and more heavy and more dense as more and more people that can hold light step away from it. Queen of Swords, cutting ties to what no longer serves. Creating something better. Turning our back on what no longer serves. And going forward with that new Ace of Pentacles. Picking ourselves up, brushing ourselves down. Wheel of Fortune. Breaking the cycles. Taking back our power. Stepping into our truth and our sovereignty. Balancing, because, that is the infinity sign, but it's out of balance and about bringing it back into balance. Many good people are losing themselves because they've been brought out of balance. And this is about justice and balancing the scales. Being able to balance the scales. And that's it. That's me. Boom, done. If you've enjoyed this video, there is a playlist on here where I put all the monthly reads on YouTube. So you can go work your way through it. You can track your progress if you want to watch other months' energy reads and see where you were compared to where the reading was. Then please do. Please do like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next one.